There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever. There is only
All hail Biafra.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, people of conscience around the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is anchored by Diokpa Uche Okafomefo, who hails from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. Diokpa Uche Okafomefo is the man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And by the special grace of the Almighty Creator, I remain George ONYIBE. I hail from Agbo, Anyoma province in Delta State. As customary demand on this platform, I must acknowledge members of the de facto customary government, men and women against all odds who stood for the collective interest of the Biafran people. Of course, this is the embodiment of pro-Biafran group, who understand the need why everybody must come to a standpoint where nothing else matters but the overall interest of Biafran people being considered. Of course, it is headed by Alhaji Asari Dokubo, in line with most of our brothers and sisters, genuine freedom fighters. Acknowledge members of the Biafra Nation Alliance. These are men and women who should have run in a time like this, but yet they stood their ground to defend the truth, preferring to stand alone if that is all it takes. You are highly appreciated, of course, from the administrators to the media department, and from the media department to the watchmen, to the board of trustees. You are highly appreciated. Acknowledge those sympathizers, those men and women who choose to identify with us in this struggle. Most of you are not Biafrans, but you understand perfectly well the precarious situation we have found ourselves, and your prayers are with us. Believe me, our prayers are with you also. Of course, I acknowledge the misguided brothers, IPONC, indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. There are many reasons I keep acknowledging you, so you can be able to see the level of your stupidity in the nearest future. Most people don't see it wise to talk about them. But if it is wise to talk about injustice, corruption, if it is wise to criticize the government of Nigeria, if it is wise to antagonize them, and of course activate civil disobedience, to point out to them that they are doing bad, and I think I have the moral standing to do what I'm doing. I always refer to them because by now any indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to be ashamed. Nnamdi Kanu came on Radio Biafra and told you the people you should listen to. These are noble men fighting to free Biafra. He showed all of them to you. And how some group of individuals come up and start sacking them, I don't know, expel them, I don't know. You are the only one that is antagonizing everybody, cursing everybody. Your leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is responsible, but he uses all of you, Mugu, as a shield. And so your numbers is not much on my platform this evening. You continue yapping. The next generation, those who still have their mind intact, you must understand, these are misguided brothers. They know nothing about the very IPOB they profess to be a member. They know nothing about. I can assure you that. But you see, there is this mentality. If you can't beat them, you join them. Majority win the vote. But we will prove all those things wrong in the end. Acknowledge you. Come in your numbers. Yap. Because it is the motivating factor that moves me in this very journey. And of course, at this moment, I acknowledge the Creator, the one who made the heavens and the earth. And I thank him for everything he has done for us. Without him, we are gone as a people. Imegi Chineke o, kamu watukwasi olilanya. Imegi Chineke o, kamu watukwasi olilanya. Onye nwe m, agbabago m ụlọ gị, ekwela ka ihere mee m, ekwekwala ka ndị ụwa jụ m, kelebe ka chi gị n'ugbu a. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I trust in you. Let me not be ashamed, let not thy enemy triumph over me. He said. And as always, we continue disseminating this gospel of truth, this gospel of redemption, with the confidence assurance that those who are on the path to liberation will encounter salvation in the end. Because Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio is the platform that is responsible for the art of being saved, your salvation. Our topic this evening is simply titled Defending the Last Biafran Defense Outpost. Defending the last Biafran's defense outpost. In other words, there are many outposts that is supposed to be defended. And from the look of things, it looks like the enemy has overrun us with their flanks on every front, just remaining one outpost. And the moment it is brought down, the moment the troops are overrun, believe me, the Biafra you talk about today will only exist in your memory. And so noble men and women, under the auspices of the de facto customary government of Biafra, of course, these are embodiment of pro-Biafran group. They stand on this last defense outpost and say, no matter what it takes, we cannot allow Biafra to fall. When I talk about an outpost, it means a small military camp or position at some distance from the main army, used especially as a guard against any surprise attack. And so when you hear that word outpost, I often make use of that word, but I think it's important I have to explain it so people have in-depth understanding. An outpost is like you form a little group of men, military men, and then you send them away to mount what is known as sentry from the main vast group. Their duty, they may act as surveillance, but what they are doing is to make sure that they are protecting those who claim to be protecting you. And so when there is any surprise attack, when the enemy thought they have overrun all your flank, and then from nowhere, a miraculous guiding angel will appear. And so each time you hear us talk about watchmen, even some watchmen don't know the role they are playing. But believe me, Biafran watchmen are there. De facto customary government are there. Other pro-Biafran group, they are all there. Mounting up a strategic position to make sure that those who are fighting for Biafra cannot be overtaken by surprise. It could also be referred to a small military camp on a position or a position at some distance, which is used especially as a guide, like I said, against a surprise attack. And so considering the level of distraction that befell the Biafra restoration project in a time like this, it is obvious that we may eventually lose guard if we do not pay more attention on the things that guarantee our existence as a people. A lot of things are going on, and with the look of things, if we want to be sincere to ourselves, you will see, if we miss the right button, if we fail to initiate a very tiny single process, we are gone as a people. Like I said at inception, I said the Biafra you talk about today will only be a mirage. You can only whisper it and then it's gone. And so men and women must understand that there are people who are standing by. Of course, it's not an easy task. There are things that bombast at night, but you don't know that there are those who respond. And so each time you talk to us, we are just looking at you. Most of us will never sleep. Most of us will never have our normal life. Most of us is going to make sacrifice unimaginable. Most of us will not receive thankubu from you. Most of us will not receive thank you from you. Most of us are going to be insulted by you. Most of us are going to be blackmailed by you. But it is not in our power to question you or to judge you. But certainly, we will mount on our duty post And so that in the end of the day, when the job is done, and that very moment where we will lie down in glory, heaven will welcome us. The Creator will know we have done our job. Our ancestors will be proud of us. And there is no greater testimony, no greater miracle, no greater reward that everything we are doing today is being written on the sand of eternity. For indeed, our name will be on the lips of endless generation. Like I always tell you, it will last beyond the pyramids of Egypt. Men and women will talk about it. And so we are in possession. We have been rewarded with that which makes money insufficient. And so maybe you begin to understand why most of us, we don't back down. Is it not amazing? Still on the line, trying to defend the overall interest of Biafran people. Is it not amazing? You have Diokpa Uchuka from before, still trying to protect the interest of Biafran people. With all the insult being hurled against him. You have Mazio Bidi Ubinu, you have Dr. Nwokenkwo, you have Ike Nanwanonenyi, you have Uche Nasebu, you have so many of them, Okom, you have Mbadike, you have Awele, so many of them, name too numerous to mention. You have Alajasari Dokubo. They should have backed off. But believe me, the reward they look forward to is that which makes money insufficient. I have to digress to this extent so you are all able to appreciate some of the things we are going to discuss this evening. For this very reason, the Biafra de facto customary government has availed herself to serve the people of Biafra in this regard, just like the name suggested, to defend the people of Biafra. People of Biafra constantly are under attack to the extent that we have gotten used to it. And as such, we don't even recognize the simple fact that we are under military situation. We're being attacked constantly. Different oppression among others. To the extent that we will forget that we are in a military situation, a warlike situation. We are in a position, an area that is vulnerable to attack. And of course, there is need for us to focus so that this battle will not consume us. A lot of things are going on. And some of us should withdraw a little bit into our shell and review it. Our youth today, as we speak, they're becoming something else. On one WhatsApp forum today, I saw two grown-up youth, maybe within the ages of 21 to 25. They were on the pavement along a highway in a very busy section of a particular town with pole, and they were desiccating at the middle of the road, a very public place. And I think they have bread with them. They are using the bread to eat their deficit. And you look at the video very well, they don't care, they don't give a hoot. But what? They want to make money. This is because our generation and those who are supposed to guide our generation, most of them have laid down their guard. They are not doing their job. Because I would have condemned those boys outrightly. But it's about money. Look at Biafra Restoration Project. Look at the level we have degenerated ourselves. The people who are stealing our money are the people blackmailing us that we are stealing money. Asking Nnamdi Kanu, why did he commit all the atrocity against Biafra people? It's about money. Evidence abound. He went to collect money in Kenya. He was arrested in the process. Since his arrest, every day is money. Give us account. Give us money. Fundraising. Of course, money is important. But the people who are supposed to watch and guard over our city, they have let down their guard. And so youth now believe in money ritual, because it looks like you have to be a criminal to be respected in the modern day society. But don't quote me wrong. It is not every society. Any society that lay down their guards, their generation is bound to become a wayward generation. I want you to check online the level of trending rituals by youth of these days in Nigeria. You see, majority of them are from Biafra. Of course, we have the Yoruba, we have the Hausa, boys within the ages of 17, 18, and 19 years. Not very sure of their age, but falls within the ages of 17 to 20 years. Took their girlfriend to an uncompleted building, killed her, beheaded her, start eating her meat inside this Nigeria. This is a degenerated society, I must tell you, because those who are supposed to watch over these issues have laid down their guards, or in the process they have been compromised. But you will not understand, because most of your brain have been compromised already. You will not get what we are saying. Today, in the name of fighting for Biafra, evidence abound. We eating ourselves just to put fear into others. We eat our people, we rape mother and daughter, we kill our people, we blackmail our people. Now let me tell you, before I continue, if you are in Imo State and you are in a Ebonyi State, and somebody is telling you, Ewe, Obubagu is killing us, Ewe, Obubagu is killing us, my guy, my brother, my sister, your excellency, is not Obubagu. It is IPONG. It is unknown gunmen. It is ESM. It is Nnamdi Kanu. It is China Sanworu. It is Benjamin Madubugu. It is Bright, the one that call himself Chimezie. They are the one killing. They will set all of you up. I told you. Nnamdi Kanu told you, you join Obubago, you are dead, you are dead, you are dead. But I tell you tonight, the pair of light is not in your hand. I pray for all of you every day, so that God will not allow you to make the mistake that will upset the balance in its totality. Because everywhere now they say, hey, Obubagu is killing us. So all of you, mama and papa, on our way their village, you let them they use on our head. They go use on our head to do election. They go use on our head say then they fight for Biafra. They go use on our head kill on her. Tell on her say na who they protect on her, they kill on her. Make on her open on her eye. My people say when sansan too plenty for soup, blind person go know. The sansan where they pour for our soup, he never dey enough for to know. Say he get people where they use our head, they do it to Makasa. And so we continue to tell you, if be on social media, they will fake you. You think you are a hero. You are nothing. Blackmailing your brother, you think you are a hero. You are nothing. You are a disgrace. You are shielding and backing up liars and gossipers, and you think you are somebody. You are nothing. If you like, be Father Mbaka. If you like, be governor, anybody, governor Kowa, be General Muhammad Buhari, whether dead or alive. If you like, be anything. If you cannot stand for integrity, if you cannot stand for uprightness, if you cannot stand for sincerity, I say you are nothing. You're living in a degenerated society already, because most of the instruments that are supposed to be installed within the community so we can have a decent life, all of them have been bastardized by those who pretend they love you, they are saving you. I thank God for the watchmen. They must continue doing their job. And so, like I said, at this very stage, where almost everything has been destroyed, noble men still stood up. I must tell you tonight, I don't share ideas behind every ideology being propagated by most of this pro-Biafran group. But you know what? Whether I agree with them or I don't agree with them, the common truth remains that it is for the collective interest, for the overall good of the people of Biafra. Some are fighting for constitutional review. Some are trying to pull down the constitution of Nigeria. Others say they want devolution of power. Some call for plebiscite or referendum. And then you have those who are calling for regional autonomy. And then others say give us Biafra. And then maybe you give everybody agitating. I have regard for all of you. But let it not be that you are a merchandise. I have regard for what you are doing. Because I continually saying it. A restructured Nigeria, genuinely restructured Nigeria, is as good as Biafra. But for us, we have made our mind. We have taken our stand. It is Biafra or Biafra. And so this man stood up and said, let's fight this thing. Let's work on this thing. Let's not let the family to destroy. Because there are certain areas of our life. If we allow the enemy to infiltrate into those areas, we are gone as a people. Tonight, we will take time to review like 4 of them. Number 1. Was the enemy is able to destroy your value system? You are gone as a people. My brother in Germany one time told me, he said, you can see German ladies almost half naked on the street. They are on their own. You can't touch them. Unlike what happened in Nigeria, where you see a young girl half naked, you begin to press their breasts and then the rest of it, insult them. He said, you can't do that to a German lady. It is that time you will know that there are German men watching them. Value system. They have their own value system. We have our own value system. And it is this value system that actually gives a holistic definition of who you are. And so what does the enemy do? In order to destroy your society, in order to destroy your nation, in order to destroy everything good that you represent, they will complicate your communication to destroy your value. Today, what are we saying? What are we speaking? Biafra agitation is more or like a platform to insult people, which is not supposed to be so. Of course, there is a reason why we do that. So our communication have been complicated. It is corrupt. It's sound bias. It looks like we're casting assertion on anybody. We often use derogated words to everybody. But then, maybe it's how it should be. But we could be better. And then our society had been destroyed and lowered down gradually. An attempt to destroy your values, they make effort in compromising your culture and tradition. I have high regard for our culture and tradition as a people, because it's a quick reminder of who we are. And knowing who you are gives you the formation of what you must do and what you should not do. The fish must not forget that it is a fish. This is the only time he will be restricted to the natural environment where it is meant to live, which is the water. The day any fish thinks it's a rat and come on the land, he's dead. Not until you know you are an African man, you live like Africa, you are dead. Not until you know you are a European man and live like a European man, you are dead. Not until as Arabian man you live like Arabian man, you are dead. Chinese man, you must live within the terrain by the rules of definition of who you are. Let me digress a bit. An African man can stay under the sun even as hot as 100 degrees centigrade. He remains blacker because the melanin in his system become more active. And so the sun actually cannot hurt a real black man. But I don't think it is the same way with the Europeans. They could get skin cancer if they are exposed to sun the way we are exposed to sun for a very long time. But then on the other hand, the Europeans can eat sugar in the morning, sugar in the evening, sugar, everything, sugar, chocolate, cake making, everything, ice cream. You are a black man. And then you follow them. Diabetes is your name. Excess sugar is your name. But of course, you can take a bit of it. But the genetic makeup of a white man makes it resistant more to those issues than that of a black man. And then you are from America, you go and live in desert like Saudi Arabia man. May the Lord be with you, because you are going to be dehydrated in less than no time. Everyone are made uniquely, and so you must confine yourself to where you belong, or else you are gone as a people. So for you to be destroyed, there are people who will walk extra mile to make sure that they compromise your culture and tradition, and once it is bastardized, it is so far. We will follow the Nnamdi Kanu in that exception. He was telling you, we cannot allow them to destroy our culture and tradition. Mazi Mefo keep crying every day. We cannot allow them to destroy our value system. Our value cannot be lowered, and many others more. Today, the voice protecting our value system, I think, is dropping gradually. When we talk about destroying our values, it can come in form of demonizing our beliefs, demonizing everything about us, and so we become irrelevant. It's happening before your eyes, but you do Nnamdi Kanu was using him to do yahoo. They're making good money. His picture very glorious. They will Photoshop or pancake and powder. They will map it on him. Weightlifting, freedom. But to demonize Simeon Ekpa now, to demonize Uche Mefo, to demonize Uche Nanwoke doctor, to demonize Dr. Bidi Obienu, our daddy in the Lord, to demonize Dr. Kado, to demonize everybody, they give you bad name. They are now going to do Photoshop and small head of Simeon Ekpa. I thought he's a bodybuilder. Ndiara, mad people. The same way they are demonizing us. Now, Biafra is a curse name, it's a curse name, people have died for it, it's a curse name, They need to do this thing. And if men and women like you, who can reason and understand the meaning of time in a time like this, refuse to stand up and put an end to this madness, everything we hold here will be destroyed in our very eyes as we watch them. We have the Jewish Holocaust. They were being slaughtered everywhere around the world. They didn't change their name because their people died bearing that name. But that is a story for another day. And so the moment they destroy your value by demonizing you, that is it. If you don't fight back, if you don't prove them wrong, if you don't tell them who you really are, that is your end. I remember in those days when I was expelled from from Biafra. I was actually expelled from Biafra. And I left, I kept quiet, I moved on. And then every minute I was receiving call now and then. All of you calling me to talk rubbish. Are you not ashamed now? If ONYIBE, Mazi ONYIBE, I can't believe this. Are you telling me you ate transmitter money? Mazi ONYIBE, I can't believe it. You stole Josephine Arewa's money. Mazi ONYIBE, I can't believe it. Nnamdi Kanu actually contracted Darlington to handle my matter. You know, Darlington is all-knowing. Ujonwe Buoja, as he dey pepper, as he dey hot, as he dey do. And most of you believe them. The same thing is what they are replicating and doing to us. We are not cannibals. Some followers of Nnamdi Kanu can be cannibals. We are not. We are not rapists. Some followers of Nnamdi Kanu can do that. We are not blackmailers. But we have failed to be fighting a defensive fight. We don't fight defensively. We fight attack. Because what they want you to do is to be on the defensive angle. And so once you are at the defensive angle, you will not have the privilege to say your own part of the story. We refuse to be on the defensive angle. We will attack all of you until everybody know who you are. Today, how is the market? And so this area of destroying our values have been left unchecked for a very long time. That is why we have been lowered to this very extent. But thank God, it is not over. When the de facto customary government was inaugurated, one of the great assignments that was sandaled on the shoulder of this noble man, Dr. Kadoike Nawanonenye among others, was to come up with a governance code. And each time I go through this governance code, it blows my mind. Because a job that is done within a month has almost at least 90% covered every area of our life. And that is to tell you that nobody gives what they don't have. The desire to save our people have been in the mind of these people. And so if you have this governance code already, or you don't have access of it, our media must make sure they recirculate our governance code so that people can have access to it. Because not until you say, kill them, kill Fulani, Janjaweed, do this one, kill governor, curse everybody. People don't think you are fighting for Biafra because the narrative has been changed already. And so, like I was saying, you go back to the de facto customary government governance code, you see in the Article 6 there, it pointed out certain functions. Article 6 of the de facto customary government of Biafra, of course I'm talking about the foundation principle now. It states that they shall safeguard family values of citizen. Family values. If I want to explain the family value or the area that is being captured in this very Article 6 of the foundation principle initiated by the de facto customary government, I will not live here today. There are a lot of things that is contributing to our children becoming Yahoo Yahoo. Taking Mpurumini, becoming murderers, cannibals, being used, setting themselves up. Our value system has been lowered down, almost destroyed. And so each time we are inviting you, join the de facto customary government. Join the de facto customary government. It's not we are looking for population. It's not because we want crowd. It's not because we want your money. But in the real sense, we want all of this. But the first thing is for you to understand what you are doing. If you cannot understand what you are doing, certainly you cannot fit in. If you force yourself to fit in, you cannot function. The other area, number 2 area that must be, we must watch out for it. Because these are the areas the enemy attack. Look at the Biafra we used to be very proud of. Today, are you not ashamed? They are blaming Ebubago. It's not Opus or Dema again. It's not Umahi. Huh? What a shame. Number 2, they want to control your territory. For almost 40 years now, Nigerians have been gallivanting within the constitutional corridor. What are they looking for? How to take your land. In fact, 51 years ago, under the decree section 1 of decree number 2 of Holy God know the year, it is an act in that decree that every land in Nigeria belongs to the federal government of Nigeria. And the state governor reserves the right to decide if those land will be relinquished or not. And whenever, however, they choose to do to those land, they will be the one to decide whether you are compensated or not. Who the heck said that? Who told you my ancestral land belonged to federal government of Nigeria? Who does this land belong to before the formation of Nigerian state? But they are not, the people even initiating these processes, enacting this law, they don't even know the implication. And then from time in and time out. You begin to hear Rachu Colony, cattle ranching, bill of different bill. All of them in an attempt to take your land. It did not work. They are still pushing the bill. Of course, is it General Olusegun Obasanjo or His Excellency President Olusegun Obasanjo? Because he was both. One of his greatest achievements in the Nigerian setting was to introduce a boundary adjustment dispute. Create problem everywhere. Butcher us particular by particular. But go and look at the whole of the West. There is no community belonging to the Western Nigeria that is carved into any community that belongs to Biafra. But you never thought about it. Satan enjoys in Yoruba land. Shall we begin to mention? Why did they not carve Yoruba inside Abo or Edo State or Kogi State? And so they give us boundary problem. If Abia State were to come and take their land from River State, the blood that will flow in Obibo, only God can stop it. And if Imo State were to take their land that is in River State, one side of Ohaje Egbema family descendant will be wiped out. Should we begin to mention that if Idoma people rise up to take all their land, we will cut Enugu, we will cut Abia State, we will cut Cross River State. And if Akwa Ibom rises up today that they want all their land as a result of causing confusion, and then Abia State and Akwa Ibom will have to fight for the rest of their life. One of the ways to destroy a people is take over their land, cause confusion for them. Easy, equal to mention but a few. What is causing problem? Majority of the problem they are facing. What is causing dispute between Cross River State and Akwa Ibom people? Land dispute. Did they occur erroneously? People initiated those strategies. And so as we fight ourselves, you see we are fighting now. No more Yoruba Gota media. No more Janja weed. We are the one fighting ourselves. They almost got us, but they will not. And so while we are busy fighting ourselves, they will be analyzing us. They will be studying our weakness. And then you are gone as a people. The imperialists, the colonial masters as they are called, they know this truth. So they must take oil and water and put them in the same territory. This is to weaken integrity. This is to destroy everything that you are. And today, who is fighting to protect the integrity of the Biafran nation? Who is doing that? The more we ignore this area, we think it doesn't matter. The more we have confusion in our midst. But like I said, this issue also was captured by the de facto customary government of Biafra. If you will go to Article 7, Section 1, it says, government of Biafra shall take initiative concerning the Biafran territorial integrity, its demarcations, the border boundaries, water, seas, ocean, and airspace definition. He said the Fato government, they are ready to look into these areas. One fool animal was telling you that they owns the land in the Atlantic Ocean by the virtue of one Nigeria. I've forgotten his name. He said because they are the one that have the landmarks, and it is the length of the landmarks that determine the length any nation will own when it comes to international waterways. So because they have more land, they own the waterways. And so they took it from the owners. Why are they interested in it? And what are we doing to protect it? Only the German, those in the coastal region, you can't defend your water territory because what you have is canoe. There are submarines, there are torpedoes, there are flying boats everywhere. They move in a speed of light. They will overrun all of you. Only very few individuals can defend this water territory. And you see, we neglect them. But of course, like I said, the de facto customary government captured this. Our airways. Who monitors it? Who knows our boundary? Who exactly are you? We have seen this evil destroy generation. We have seen it pull down nation. You have no idea how powerful it is. Even more than the atomic bomb. Because it does not explode and make loud noise, does not mean that it is capacity to destroy, cause mayhem, should be undermined. We keep telling you, join the de facto customary government. All this area must be protected. The moment we lose it, what are one of the criteria of emerging nations? As required by the Montevideo Declaration. They must have a defined territory. Whether it is in dispute or not, they must have a territory. Where is our territory? When we started this Biafra agitation, we have influence in 13 states inside Nigeria. Today, Nnamdi Kanu and some Mugu have reduced it to 5 states in our Igbo nation. But you are playing to the gallery exactly what the enemy wants. Nigeria is not afraid of a German, Niger Delta man. They are not afraid of Igbo nation man. They are not afraid of Idoma, Igala, Ugoja nation man. They are not afraid of Urobo Ishekiri nation man. But they fear that day will come together. They fear that day will come together. And so anybody who is not fighting for that very moment where we come together, my brother, you are just wasting your time. We're trying to send a message clear home so people understand what is really causing this problem. Kire Soku, I, George ONYIBE, and some other like-minded individuals that understand what is up. They understand that Nnamdi Kanu should be held responsible for his atrocity, and we stand by it. Even though all of you turn against us, we stand by it. Whether you understand or not, we stand by it, and we will drive our point home. Anybody fighting outside unification, you are wasting your time. Nigeria have finished their job already, but we can undo all this. And so when we talk about the de facto customary government, believe me, we are handling issues that are much bigger than us. But we are not afraid to test new heights nor depths. We will confront every situation and circumstance. We will review them. And of course, in the end, we will initiate the right principle. We look at the third one there, which is accusation of intellectuals of skill for dubious purposes. On daily basis, we are losing our value. I have to retreat back again to the generation of 1967 and 1970. These people, they suffered greatly. I thank God for all of them. Both the saboteurs who were made saboteur by people who don't understand them, like my brother, my predecessor, Ifa Jonah, my own personal person, Aseko Babe. I love these guys. Of course, Dim Chukwu Emeko Dimego Juku. I love all of them. They were exceptional, unique in their own way. For 3 years, Ojukwu and his men were doing po fire. Everywhere, po fire, po fire, po fire. Local refinery. They were not black suit. No black suit anywhere. Because everybody in the east would have been dead in that 3 years. Because the smoke of po fire would have killed everybody. But go to River State. If not that Governor Wike initiated a war against po fire. Everybody there was almost dying. The rain that falls in River State is black. Deep white sharp sand outside, it turned to black. Why am I bringing this up? Go and check that generation. They were exceptionally, how do I put it now? Should I say they are scientists, genius? Now, as we speak today, where are these intellectuals? Where are these manufacturers? Where are these great minds? They are running away and people are buying them. Have you considered how many Nigerian doctors are in Canada that travels to Canada every year? And 99.9% of the population is Biafran people. I think Dangote has flagged off his own Peugeot assembling plant. And that is to checkmate innocent. Go and look at their designer. Go and look at their major men in charge of that assembly. You see all of them are Igbo people. And some of them have worked with innocent. They are going to use them, steal their idea, rubbish them, and they will kick them back home. And you see the amazing thing is most of you don't even have home in your village. So when you come, you go back to your great-grandfather compound. And then you see those your brothers that their eye red well. They will give you the frustration of your life. But that doesn't mean you are a failure. You miscalculate. As a people, we are miscalculating. Today I would have come online and say, oh, our youth are very lazy. They don't have sense. They are not working hard. My brother, it is the ladder we keep for them. That is what they are using to climb. And the ladder is going to fall. Let us hope we are able to make preparation to catch them before they crash completely. These are some of the reasons why we are here, to make sure these vital areas of our life are not completely destroyed. We'll talk about empowering. If we say we want to do farm, now they can say, yes, so give us land, we are going to do farm. Everywhere, farm. We keep quiet, it will stop. The latest one now, IPOB is ready to support anybody who want to train our native cow, since we have banned Fulani to train cow. But it's not going to do anything. It is in disease, virus in their system, hijack everything. But why they are neglecting to do this thing? Our community become more porous. These things that matter to us are being sold to other people. People are running from southeast already. Sit at home. And most of you are applauding it. Igu redu. And when that time come, people are running up and down. The one video I saw online today, one community in Imo, everybody are running. It reminded me about the video of those running for Biafra war. War don't start. If in your illusion now you think there is war in the southeast, you are dreaming. No war. You'll only initiate processes that will make them destroy your village. And even the next community will not know they have killed all of you. Most especially when you have different killing squad now. We warned you. We are still warning you. Feel like Beshidin Chida Samuru. All the governors, all the politicians who have soiled their hand. It is not too late. He said that you correct the process, or watch the next generation wasted before your very eyes. These are principles once initiated. You cannot call it back except you decide to stop it. And so today, all our intellectuals, they are running out. I've said this over and over. My mother have us very plenty. 10 boys, 1 girl. 11. 10 boys, 1 girl. All of them are scattered across the globe. Both the one carrying drug, both the one smoking Igbo, both the one doing cultists, both the one working very hard. They can't fit in here. And of course, I am here for the purpose. And I do not have any intention to live here. Now here we go nowhere. will go nowhere. If not, all these criminals will sell everything and give us change. They sold our father property, they will give us change on top of it. So where are the contribution of these people? Where are our people? Our communities, villages are deserted. Only those who have lost hope are in the village. Go and check all the major pharmaceutical industry around the world. Go and check out every technological platform around the world. Go and check the best of the best of the best of anything that there is on this earth. You will see in Nigeria. And when I mean in Nigeria, Yoruba don't be happy, Hausa don't be happy. I say you will see Igbo man. Go and look at the formation of electricity. Whether it is the one coming from Nikola Tesla or what is the name of this other guy? It doesn't matter. Go and look at all of them. You will see a Nigerian man, a Biafran man doing great things. But we don't have light. We don't have light. Go and check the company manufacturing aeroplane now. You will see a Nigerian man. Nigeria don't have airways. Each time, most cases, Dr. Kado will tell you, I've been a parliamentary member. It's not in Nigeria. It's not in Kenya. It's in the UK. It was once among the lawmakers. But do we have law in Nigeria? Oh. And that is because this area of our life that is supposed to be protected is gone. We are the one who is destroying it. Not Yoruba, not Hausa, not Fulani. They have their own info. Somebody wrote an article some time ago. He said they brought out 5 Igbo. Of course, when they use Igbo, it's another name for Biafrans. 5 Biafrans, 5 Ududuwa, and 5 Arewa on scholarship. And they sent them to London. And having spent 5 years, and they graduated. And then Nigerian government gathered all of them and said to them, the Oduduwa, what is the next way forward? Oduduwa said, well, I will stay back a little bit, work, get something for myself, then I will return back to Nigeria. He did. He stayed like 5 years. He worked almost 247. He got his target. He came back. And then they begin to work towards the development of their land. Installing every pool in terms of societal structures. And that is why you see, they are protected on all ends. They may be anything we call them, but they are ready for anything. It will shock you. Why? Because they are professionals, even though they have them in diaspora, they are working to develop their place, make it more sophisticated that you can imagine. What of the Hausa man? After the 5 years of his graduation, he said, well, what is your way, next way forward? He said, I'm going back to Nigeria. Of course, he got to come back to Nigeria because he need to have his own share of the oil loot. Not because he loves his place, but at least something is bringing him back. So if he's a doctor, if he's a lawyer, they are doing good job. Go and watch all the judges that will judge Nnamdi Kanu. You will know that only God can save Nnamdi Kanu. All of them are Fulani. And maybe after these brokers, they will give him Igbo judge. That will even be worse for him. So the Fulani man, the Arewa man, will return home and come and be oppressing us here. These are hate speeches. So. But come to look at the Biafra. Biafra man, what are you going to do? He's going to walk and walk and walk and walk until he's 99 years old. If he has good children, when he died, they will bring his dead body home. If his children are wayward and they don't have sense, they will bring him out in the Facebook. Oh, look at this, our brother or our sister, he died in this hospital. Let's contribute money and send him home. Look at this, our brother, he's old now. How do we take him home? That is who we are. Because there is something chasing us from our place. We know this truth already, but if we debate that tonight, many people say, no, you are biased, this is not the truth. It's okay. But these are the things affecting us as a people. And these are strategies that they use to destabilize a nation. They are all effectively initiated among us without our knowledge. Why am I saying it tonight? I must remind you that, of course, in the de facto customary government, if you go to their what do you call it, Article 7, Section 2, you will see government of Biafra, foreign policies, international relationship, diplomacy, and external affairs shall be regulated by the pertinent order of the Interim Parliamentary Act. In other words, even this area, it shall be captured. Every area of our social life must be captured. Who directs us? Who guides us? Who influences us? Who motivates us? And now, because we have failed to play our role, for instance, now the Kanu is playing it very well. If you see grown-up men, mature men, little children, they are shouting, "Oyi, oyi, oyi, in an idiot is another savior, oyi, oyi." And when they get home, they say every day sit at home, hungry 1 kilo, so sit at home, sit at home. Hello, menu webere. It's not their fault. Look at their eyes, it's very well. It's not their fault. Somebody took advantage of their weakness and messed up their brain. Somebody called Bush Baby. He was jumping up and down doing work for Chinasa. And the day he knew the truth, they sent him to his early grave. And I use the opportunity to remind you, if you are in the media department, if you are a volunteer, most of you know the truth. As you are listening to this broadcast, you know the truth. But it's like almost too late because they will kill you. That is some of the reason why we exist. You don't have to be afraid. You don't need to die like Bush Baby. You don't need to allow China Sanwo-Olu to set you up. Chike Doziem. I think Tony Nzurumike is born again now. Maybe they have called in saboteur. I don't hear about him again. These are noble men that are supposed to do the right thing. They choose to become armed robber because they think that darkness can conquer the light. It's not possible. It is not possible. You don't have to be running because you will run to them. You need to identify yourself with Biafran nation. You need to identify yourself with de facto customary government. You need to look at other pro-Biafran groups that have what it takes to protect you. Don't make any mistake about it. We are not angel. We have our flaws. We have our challenges. But the point is that at the end of the day, truth must prevail. And our liberty will not encroach into the right of another. Just very little principle. Stop running, because they will control you till they get you where they want you. These areas are captured. And of course, because of our time, I will leave the fourth one. And maybe in other broadcasts we look into the fourth one, which is very important. And it is happening already. And it is the major cause of the degeneration we are suffering as a people. Degeneration of our society. Value, culture, and everything that we are. You want to tell me with this kind of character, people will be proud to identify with us? But of course, the global community must understand that this is not who we are. just some criminal element thought he could mess up with all our brain and walk away with it. But now they know they fail. And so in conclusion tonight, where these areas of our life can be manipulated or is being controlled by our enemy for interior motives, and of course to the detriment of our people, such nation is bound to stop existence. Such nation is gone. And our people, we are almost at that very spot. Except that the de facto customary government in a time like this has risen up to create a process where we can reorganize ourselves, where we can re-strategize, and then focus on the main issue regarding the Biafra restoration project. Don't let anybody deceive you. A lot of things is at stake, and we cannot afford to allow the enemy to destroy all that is left of us. At this moment, our lines are open. If you are able to access my studio line, please call in and make your contribution. But if you are not able to access the studio line and you have access to any of my social media platform, of course you are free to call in and make your contribution. Of course, no intention of waiting for so long. And so the numbers to call is direct line is 081221 52971. 081221 52971. That is our direct line. And then our WhatsApp line is 070815 45642. 070815 45642. That is our WhatsApp line. And of course, like I said earlier, if you cannot access this studio line, you are free to call in through my personal social media platform. And of course, that is if you have the link or the number. Do not forget the Biafra Human Rights and Freedom radio station. We are on relay station FM 100.5, some area in Port Harcourt, some area in Anambra State. And it does cast its radioactive frequency to area, some area in Asaba. We are on Simple Radio. We are on app. We are on satellite. You can visit our website in case you are interested in joining us, maybe to save yourself, maybe to be part of this great move to renovate the dented image of the Biafran nation. Maybe there are things you can do that will be of help to the people of Biafra. This is a place where you can have your say in our say. But don't try to control us, because it doesn't work there. You say what you want to say. You will be supported to do what you want to do. Because in the end, everything must be for the overall interest of the people of Biafra. That is why I made it clear, an exception, and I said, all the pro-Biafran group who have come together to make sure this platform exists. I do not believe in all their ideology. But one thing that is unique and very beautiful about all of them is that none of them is fighting to destroy Biafra land. None of them want to destroy Biafra land to Somalia. None of them is blackmailing or killing. None of them is looking for who to call saboteur. They believed that this thing will cast a light in our path. And they go for it. And I want a light in our path. And you want that light in our path. And so you see, we are all doing the same thing. We are all on the same path. Just that we choose to follow different route, but our destination remain the same.
I called for the creation of the sovereign state of Biafra. It is within my right as a legislator to do that on the floor of the House of Representatives. If I don't do it there, where else do you want me to do? Do you want me to carry arms?
As we prepare for Nigeria election come 2023 in Biafra land, being at the center of decision making is the only way to restore Biafra. You can only score the goal when you're inside the pitch, and this is why we encourage you to go get your voter's card, also known as PVC, for effective and peaceful governance in Biafra. This message is endorsed by Biafra de facto customary government.
Together, the more we fight together, then stronger we shall be. The more we fight together, the more we fight together, and stronger we shall be. Rising soul, rising soul.
Yes, of course, Biafra remains not just the hope for Biafrans, but the hope for Africa. Like I said, in no time, we will be drawing the curtain on this segment. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. We must engage ourselves. We must do everything within our power to protect all that is left of us. And that is why tonight I have to remind our people about the need to defend the Biafran nation in its last outpost. A lot of things has gone wrong, very wrong. And most of you, I can assure you, you don't even know what is going on. You have been fed with lies for a very long time. This is the time for you to see the truth, embrace the truth, walk by the truth for the overall interest of our people. On this note, this evening, I'll be signing off. Let us remain focused. Let us continue to push hard. It may look as if it's not going to be possible, but until the job is done, you will see it is very possible. I remain George ONYIBE as I sign off from here. Remain focused and do not be in a hurry to go anywhere because the journey has just begun. Be safe. Keep yourself safe. Be observant and don't allow anybody to compromise you, because in the end, Biafra will thank you. Those who died for Biafra will thank you. And God Himself will be happy with you. Good night from here, and God bless.
You go